what is going on, Kamala? Trump must have you shook because it's looking weird out here right now.
There are reports everywhere today about this presidential debate scheduled for September 10th on ABC. Now, this was scheduled between Trump and Biden, and the terms were agreed to between Trump and Biden. And they had apparently all the same rules as the CNN debate between Trump and Biden, where the mics were supposed to be cut. There wasn't supposed to be a studio audience, no notes allowed, no opening or closing statements. And when Harris subbed in as the nominee, there was some back and forth about whether they should renegotiate, and maybe go to Fox, maybe not go to ABC. No, Team Harris wanted it as is. Leave it in place. You already agreed, they kept telling him. And Trump was like, okay, I'll do it. And then you should also do one at Fox. And she, on the night, I think it was of her debate, it was on a newsy night, she just put out a paper statement saying, oh, we won't be doing the Fox debate. It might have been Monday night when Biden spoke. Anyway, so she won't do anything on territory she considers even neutral. She will only go to places like ABC, where her best friend is the person in charge. So now she's gone back on the ABC debate to say, and I want to change the rules. Now I want open mics while the other person is speaking. And according to Team Trump, she's also saying, and I want it to be a sit down at a desk situation, and I want notes, and I want to be able to do opening statements.
Presidential elections have been defined by the debates. The debates can make or break the whole election, because how you handle yourself, getting tripped up, not know what you're talking about, those can totally sway the swing voters. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the Harris campaign, since the DNC, been riding the good vibes. We had all the heavy hitters up there, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, every Democrat, liberal, popular person, Steve Kerr, you name it, they were all up there speaking on her behalf at the DNC. Now, the good vibes only last so long. So eventually you have to debate the person you're running against. And if she can't get up there and talk, which I think she's going to have a problem with based on what I've seen.
Her team's saying that's not true, but that's what Team Trump is saying through a representative. And her team is admitting that they are trying to open up the mics, meaning while one candidate is speaking, the mics would be back open. And the press is running out saying, that's the norm, which it is. They're right. Until the Democrats changed the norm. And Trump said, fine, I'll do it your way. And Trump did very well with that situation and realized, I'm sure, hey, this works pretty well for me. I kind of like this.
Precisely, because when he was debating Joe, that's what they wanted. Democrats wanted it to be where Trump wouldn't cut him off and jump in. Trump is ready to debate one way or another. It doesn't really matter either way. I think he is that confident that he's okay with whatever. But when you have another side trying to change the rules, the optics look like shook ones.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, because even somebody on CNN, I watched it, and he said the problem with dealing with the Harris team about interviews is they have all these conditions. The problem is that they know her, and I think his direct quote, as I remember, was the worst moments of her vice presidency were when she did unscripted interviews, the worst moment. And so they're fixated on that, and that can't be hidden. And everybody knows that. If everybody starts with the premise, which they do now, is that she does not want to give an interview under any conditions, then everything makes sense. The more qualifications, the more backtracking, all of that, the more projecting her reluctance onto Trump. And everybody knows Trump will speak to anybody about anything, anytime, anywhere.
If she's such a great candidate and they did all this grandstanding, like I said, I could barely hold my nose from the stink of the DNC with everybody getting up there acting like she was this great candidate. They don't believe it. If she can't even have a regular debate, how's she going to run the country?
If you're going to have notes, then you might as well not debate. I think I've done maybe 100 debates in my life, and not one was I allowed or my opponent allowed to have notes. It just wasn't done. Nobody does that.
Not only that, it would be a horrible debate. Can you imagine when he's like, you were a terrible border czar, and she's like, stand by. Hold on.
Yes.
I was never the border czar. I was addressing root causes.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.